We back.
What's up,
Technical difficulties. We back. So yeah, I was just saying it's interesting, you know what I mean? To look at the volume on a chain like the Binance Smart Chain, and you see that type of price action, you know what I mean, from like $100 to like $700, and then you know it's a bunch of rug pulls. It's good information to have in case you decide to invest in like a Safe Moon or any coin with moon in the name.
And that's why one of the reasons I said in the last one that I called it, right? So that's what's gonna happen, right? What's gonna basically happen is all these projects now is the money is gonna flow in. If you had a good job, this is where you're gonna put all this, you know, all these institutions, they're gonna start investing now. So now let's look back at the chart. Look at Binance, right? If you would have bought right before the year started last year, you could have bought under $50, $31. It's now at $500, right? And like you said, it's all basically rug pulls, but they're doing something right. They're number 3. Let's look at even Bitcoin. I think it did something similar in the beginning of the year. That's when it did its big push. My browser's going a little slow here. They sell it to me as high-speed internet, I swear. Ah, man. All right, it looks like I got something here. Let's go with Mac. So 2021. So look at that. December 21, they were 23,000 and change, and then they basically doubled their up by January of 2021. Back down, and then guess what happened? Boom. So you tell me, folks. The money's gonna come in January. It's new money. That's what they spend it. It's like anyone, when they get new money, they want to spend it. End of the year, you're closing your books. It makes all sense. You know, if you're an investor, there's always gonna be like that.
Yeah, I mean, the
Bulls need it. It's always going to be like that.
The Bulls need it. We're real far off from 67.
They're going to come through. We got big projects coming out. We got CRO. I've talked about them, right? The thing about CRO is I'm still trying to figure out what their real purpose is. I mean, I know that they're kind of a DEX, app. I can't use them in New York, so I can't really invest in them. But fact of the matter is, they bought a whole stadium and they named it after them, and it's going to be that name for 20 years. So if you're going there for another event, you're going to know about crypto. Subconsciously, that is, you're going to know about crypto. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of money flowing in. We're still just above 2 trillion, and we were almost at 3 trillion. And I think that's going to go 3 times up, maybe by this year. Well, you know, the money that's flowing in.
You heard about the lawsuit, Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather?
Oh yes. Preach.
Yeah. So when you have a place like Crow,
preach on that. Yes.
When you have like Crow spending upwards of $1 billion on stadiums, and we're not sure where, you know, there's no regulation and there's no, you know what I mean, transparency behind where that money's coming from. And then you have, and let me be transparent, I got there's a small bag of Ethereum Max in my folder, but I don't have delusions. I know what it is. And then when we have Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather, Javante Davis, I've seen him with Ethereum Max. The first time I saw Ethereum Max, I think it was Logan Paul or Jake Paul, and they were saying that they were gonna make deals with Live nightclub, and they were gonna you could buy the Mayweather Jake Paul fight, and then you could buy the fight in Ethereum Max. And there's so many promises, and you know what happened on the day of the fight, right? So you just got to be cognizant, guys. All money isn't always, good money.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've quietly watched them, right? Because I tried to download their app and look at this price action. We're going. Let's go. We would just try and keep it around the same time period. October, November. I'm sorry. Let's go right before the start of the year. Speed Max. Because I just feel like right before the year, there was a big jump in everything. And, everyone's still, crying, oh, it's a bad market. I think it's actually been pretty good. Talk about 2018. That was a bad market.
We're going to the moon on this one.
So you can see they went from 10 cents or so, and they're 47 cents. And now, think about it. They spent all this money. They did all these deals. Now they for their return investment. That's how business works, right? I mean, they're kind of doing it the old school way, right? They're kind of doing the advertising, all the money spent getting these deals, these partnerships, and right. In my opinion, it's like the right way to do it. You're getting established. Again, people that don't even know about crypto, they're like, oh well, yeah, I went to crypto.com arena to watch so and so.
Yeah, I mean, people every day.
Watch so and so perform.
Every day that I talk to someone about crypto, someone says, "Oh, I've just heard about the metaverse," or "I've just heard about NFTs," or "What are NFTs?" Especially anybody in the creative space. So, it's just the beginning, like we always say.
Yes.
It's a good time. It's a good time to get into the space, y'all.
In the beginning, it's always dark. So what else we got going on? Let's
see.
Did you hear about this guy? He put $10 in a pool. Let me bring this up. Hold on. It's hilarious. It kind of reminds me of, remember in White Man Can't Jump?
Okay.
When Woody Harrelson got snaked by Wesley Snipes and what's her face? Rosie Perez goes to Wesley Snipes' wife and is like, he can't do that. They were partners, and it's like, no, you can't take back a bet. So apparently he put $10 in. In fairness, it is called a no-loss lottery. So I guess, he was under the impression that you're not supposed to lose.
That is false advertising.
It's kind of like...
There's no loss. Then,
it is, but...
I kid.
I mean... But, all right, so apparently...
Bears versus Bulls.
Apparently he has connections with Senator Elizabeth Warren. So I guess, they're trying to... pull reins on it. But it's just like certain things. Like, remember back in the days when the person sued for getting burnt by coffee? Iced coffee wasn't even invented yet. So I
think they sued McDonald's for getting burned by hot coffee.
Yeah, they had it on their lap while they're driving. First of all, they're called cup holders. First of all. And they had it in their lap and scorched themselves. But the thing is, if it was cold, they would have complained, right? I mean, so
they would have returned it.
Come on, guys, what do you want? Right. So I just don't get it sometimes. People just try and look for a cheap buck. So either way, I mean, let's face it, everyone listen up. if it's called a no loss lottery, you can still lose. There's no such thing as an easy win or everyone would do it. I don't want to sound cliche, but I have to. But if everyone could do this to get rich, everyone would do it. So, let's be realistic. I mean, Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum's charts. They went up. They actually did better movement than Bitcoin this year. It looks like it's coin market cap, not actually my browser, because Gecko's working fine. Yeah, see. So Ethereum, let's look at, because it only shows me the year, right? All right, so let's look at this here. December 2020, it was $700. You telling me it hasn't been a good year, guys? With the whole, COVID, with Elon Musk, trying to break things up. Look, it crashed down to 1,000, but then it's recovered. It's still trading at over 4,000. Its all-time high is 4,800, and that was only 2 months ago. So I don't know, guys. I mean, you tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm looking at it from a different point of view. Educate me. But I think it's been a great market this last year coming up. I'm passing through, and I think 2022, the beginning is going to be just as well. So far, it looks like it. Elon opening up again.
Yeah,
sent Dogecoin jumping for a little while.
Of course. That's what I mean. Without the regulation, but actually Eli don't give a what, because he'll tweet about Tesla stock, he'll get fined, and he'll take a week off and get right back to it. He'll get right back to it.
Right. I was actually gonna bring that up. Like, it's funny how you just mentioned how who was it, Kim Kardashian, and who else got sued? Floyd.
Yep.
Right? You were just saying it's interesting how they get sued, and Elon Musk essentially is doing the same thing, and nothing comes out of it. He doesn't get fined. Nothing. In fact, he's just hurting people's pockets.
You know why that is.
But on to other millionaires.
Oh, Mr. Mark Cuban. Yeah, they're all coming out the woodwork this week.
Yes, sir. So he actually brought out some of his portfolio, and this is one of the things I say is, watch the rich folks. They rich, they doing the right thing. Watch what they're doing. I'm not saying blindly, do what they're doing, but I would take it in consideration. Like, I'm gonna look more into ocean. I'm gonna look into more variable and obvious DAO. I've heard of Audius already, and I like that project, so I'm gonna consider it more now. So like,
Audius is a cool project.
I was already gonna deep dive them. Now they go a little higher on my list of deep dives. These guys actually go on my list because they weren't on my list. Actually, I heard of Rarible. I couldn't buy them for a while. I'm gonna check to see if I could buy them now. So that's how I look at things. That he shows off some of his collections of NFTs. So he's broad. He's an investor for real. He's actually not just a Maximus and Ethereum, NFTs. He's looking at it like, other people making them. Let me dip my toes in them.
Hodl.
And that's how you do it, guys.
Hodl.
Bears versus Bulls.
You don't tell like that other guy. What about you?
The Miramax Quentin Tarantino saga continues. This guy Quentin's going all guns blazing. He's going all guns blazing. He's not backing down. They're still gonna drop they're still planning to drop the NFTs, regardless of what Miramax has to say. It's crazy. I think this is really good for the space,
right? It's on Secret Network.
Yeah. So how can they prove that it's the file? But I think this is good for the space for us to get a legal challenge, against industry. Let's test this thing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
See what's what. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to see what happens in this case. Because if he gets away with that, think about the artists that can just, you know what I mean, release all their old material as encrypted data. That'd be so awesome.
Yep.
And we probably could get some great music, right?
Think about all those artists that. Well, yeah. Think about all those artists that signed real bad contracts, and now they can't even make a new song without having to cut a check to someone else.
Right, because they signed away their likeness.
And I think that's kind of right. So, I think that's real interesting how, Nas actually has his own thing too coming out. I heard it got pushed back or so, but that's not a problem. I mean, we'll see. I was actually interested. I thought we were gonna deep dive that and see if we could actually purchase it, see how that will work. I would be interested. I'm a Nas fan, so definitely want to support and check it out.
Yeah, I know we covered that on one of the other episodes, but yeah, when I checked it, yep, see, now it's coming soon. I had the browser still open, so it said, I forgot how they said it, but they said they would push back a week. They said a week, but now that I see coming soon, that's what bothers me about this space. It seems a lot of people start making claims before they actually even design the actual app.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like saying you created a fantasy football game and it didn't come out yet. You can only sign up. It's one of those type things. You didn't actually do it yet. It's false claim. It's basically just throwing a flag there and saying I was first. Well, said what? So.
Yeah, you can't see any of the stuff we were looking at last episode. Man, that sucks. I hope they get the project off the ground. Let's go, Nas. Come on, Nas.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has issues, right?
Come on, Nas.
But I think that's part of it. And I think that's one of the things I think people gotta understand. Like, if you're gonna run a project or anything like that, maybe take that into consideration too. It's okay to announce that you're gonna do something, and a roadmap of some sort, but you don't never want to take back that claim because it looks bad. You always want to push forward. You don't want to say, yeah.
Exactly, and I was in our cryptocurrency subreddit and throwing around an unpopular opinion. I was getting roasted, but I feel like we might be on on pace for crypto doomsday. I think we might realize that smart contracts are not what we thought they were going to be. It's like, you got to think, like, there's not that much traffic, right? So something like NFT gaming, NFTs, and DeFi can so easily basically cripple. It's not just Ethereum. It's Polygon was supposed to be the solution, right? And that game Sunflower Farms is bringing them down. Harmony One as a layer one is having a problem. We do not. I know you love Mr. Hoskinson, but we do not have a legitimate Cardano project that can really test high throughput to see if his claims are real. We don't have enough developers yet, let alone at dApps. Solana has failed transactions.
I'll get to that.
So I'm wondering.
Right, they did so great until they got. Yeah.
So I mean, when you see Nas, it's been established. It's a legendary artist. So when you see that he's involved in a project and they have to push a project back, like, come on, this guy's 20-something albums, more than 20 if you count mixtapes. So he knows how to execute a project, right? So for me, I'm wondering, are we gonna, see a shift where we get away from smart contracts and kind of maybe go back to the Bitcoin store of value? What do you think?
Well, what I think is happening now, right? and I'm gonna get back to about ADA, right? What I think is happening with most projects, they're kind of doing like how the news does things. They kind of just spit it out there so that they could be the first to say it, right? And what they don't realize is quality is better than quantity, you know? And I think that's what the difference is with ADA and Cardano. They've been out for a long time, and they just released the option to have smart contracts, right? And look what Solana did in the last year, right? You know, obviously they're not reliable right now, but I'm pretty sure they're working on that issue, right? But in 1 year they went from, I forgot where they were, but now they're number 5, I think, in market cap. And just imagine, like we just alluded to, Cardano has an actual running project, and they had an excellent year coming from like 11 cents or so to their $1 and change now. So imagine when they get actual running projects and, you know, transactions running on it. Can it handle it is the question. That's the ultimate question. But I think the way Charles Hopkins works is, again, they're always delayed in not doing it, but everyone else is doing it already, and then they come out and they do it better. So just what I think about what's going to happen. That's another reason why I think this is great.
We'll see.
And that's another reason why I think this year's going to be great. Yeah.
But like we always say, the space is incredibly young.
What about
so
these guys? There's your guys.
Algorand was that the new? You talk about the poker game? Allegedly, the new poker game that's out on
Poker
Algorand.
game.
I don't know. I haven't checked it out,
because
but yeah.
I mean, you know, poker in the space is big. I'm not a big poker player, to be honest, but I know one thing: it makes money. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. That's some good art. That's some good artwork there.
It's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. What is that? An NFT?
Let's see. Yeah.
They have Algo Gems. Algo Gems. You and I talked about that briefly. Algo Gems. Check it out. It's like low cost or almost no cost minting of NFTs on the Algorand chain. Yeah, Algorand. You know, they have the drone racing. We talked about that on a previous episode. Yes. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait till
I poke fun, but I think they're a tremendous project. I think they have a lot of potential, and you know me, I look at them as far as looking at in potential. I look at more as how much room they got to move. So when you look at it, you know, I make fun that they're at what 24, I think it is 25, but that's a lot of room to grow at 140. They don't even have to make much noise. If they double their price right here, market cap, if they double their price right here, they only got to go to 18, which is just passing Shibu, basically, or Polygon, right? And they're at what's that, 140? That's 280. So they could double their money and not even be in the top 10. Now, if they really made some moves, and was that 18? If they went to 36, now they'll be making a little bit more noise, but they're just getting into the top 10. And now they're basically almost $6.
Well, you know me, so, I'm more bullish on the due diligence so they do have an all-time high that they're about more than, it's over $3, probably $3.50, $3.70. So again, when we get back to selling pressure, but that's why it's good to guys to know what these projects are about and what they're doing, know their tokenomics, because they were just throwing coins out in the beginning. But yeah, there's a lot of people who bought in at 3 something. But the team is really cool. It's an MIT professor. It's founded by Silvio, an Italian MIT professor. I think he has like a Turing Award. Not that matters for the crypto, but it's a good concept. And they're definitely growing. They have a couple of dexes that just came out. There's supposed to be a fast chain. But again, that's what I mean. I don't think we've seen any of these chains actually tested. I don't think people are developing. Anytime we see like a high throughput, like a DeFi or gaming, we're getting these massive outages. It's kind of scary to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, maybe I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. I guess because it's accessible, right? If it's a game, you want to make it accessible, and once it's accessible, anything that's on the internet, it's available to attack. So I guess that's part of the issue, right? I mean, how can you make something bulletproof? You can't make something bulletproof unless it's not accessible, to be honest. And then if it's not accessible, then how do you share it? So I guess that's
the
part of the issue.
Accessibility versus security. Right, it's part of the trilemma, security. So, yeah.
Right. But I'm looking at Algo closely. I mean, their all-time high was over 2 years ago at 3.350. 6.
Everybody forgot by now, huh? They forgot about those bags.
Yeah. Well, they probably sold them off. They
probably did, honestly. It's probably a lot of fresh money. So it's good to look at volume, analyze volume, and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I've made a few mistakes with those in the past where you're like, this thing is not doing nothing. Let me get rid of it. And next thing you know, you see it do like a spike of 20%. And you're like, it won't sustain. It never sustains. Then does another spike of 40%. And you're like, wow, I should have kept it. That happens. Another one I've been looking at to really look at, like I said, is CRO. They've been out for a little while, right? But they're just making noise. They're just starting to make noise.
Right.
And I think they will continue.
They did a UFC deal about 12 months ago, a little bit more. They've been making noise for a while. I just wonder where they get all that cash from.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But look at this. In January of 2019, they were trading at just almost 2 pennies. So if you would have held strong, those 2 pennies would have been 47 cents.
Huddle.
And if you could do math, that adds up real quick. And about 2 months ago, they almost hit $1. And again, that's not bad. It sounds like they crashed halfway, which they did. A little more than halfway, actually 51%. But guess what? That's when everyone crashed around 2 months ago. So I'm not worried. I'm actually looking at this one as a, potential get in.
That's another thing
that's on my watch list.
Yeah, that's another thing that's crazy to me. For all the laser eyes, like how quickly the narrative is shifted. What happened to $100,000 Bitcoin? I don't hear that narrative at all. At all. Do you think about the sheer number of people that were shilling $100,000 Bitcoin before year end? They are so, you know what I mean? I wish I had the cricket sound effects on board right now.
I think I called 70 or so, and so I was a little off because what was the high? 67 or so.
I mean 70, 67, tomato, but 100,000. Come on, what happened, laser eyes? Where are all the laser eyes?
I did say November was the high, and that was the high.
You called it.
So, it's one of those things that you can't call it on exactly. I mean, if you could call it exactly, if you had the sports almanac, you'd be filthy rich, right? But just try and get as close as you can. Yes.
Oh man, I'm sure at least half the people watching have no idea what that is. We're talking about.
Oh,
unless they got a pair of Marty McFly's. Those sneakers are crazy. Ever seen the Marty McFly's?
Oh, yes.
Those sneakers are crazy.
Yes.
But yeah,
I did not mean to click there.
You can't even help it. You gotta click on Cardano. Remember you talking about remember $3 Cardano? $3 Cardano.
It will be.
I'm sure it's possible.
It'll be back. It'll be back.
In some parallel universe that we will get $3 Cardano.
It was there already.
You know what's
went up to
insane?
310.
We got something like Cardano where the gas fees are not based on the price of the token, from what I understand. And then you have something like Ethereum where the gas fees are based on the price of the token, and the miners are incentivized to charge higher fees. And you have like no developer growth on Cardano. That's what I mean. That's the type of stuff that scares me.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a little worried because didn't he come out with an application to easily like off ramp Ethereum to Cardano or something like that?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. In the comments, definitely let me know. But I think that it's like a phantom where Cardano code is just almost exactly the same as Solidity, and you could just port it right over to EVM. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, why is everybody doing, so much work on the Ethereum chain when we know that there are all these congestion problems? When there's already an avenue for you to code same exact code on Cardano, on Phantom, a bunch of chains are doing that. I said, it makes me wary about the space, that maybe everything is not what it's cracked up to be. I don't know. Unpopular opinion.
Well, let's see. I mean, Avalanche. I guess that's how it is still. I guess we're still so in the beginning, right? In the beginning, it's always dark, right? So, like when I'm looking at this is Avalanche.
Never-ending story.
I don't see. Yeah,
pop culture references.
Right? Remember, in the beginning, it's always dark. Yeah, I mean, Sushi Swap, I know, but they're basically just swapping. Chainlink, their Oracle. Avalanche, of course, is going to be in there. Tether, of course. Their DAI, of course, their stable coins. All right, so what's Ren, Reef? I think Reef is like a finance. I looked at them one time. But I don't see no viable products at all. I mean, let's see Solano. Again, Tether's going to be there. Of course, Solano's going to be there. Luna is like we were talking about, Chainlink, of course, their Oracle. Airweave, okay, I've actually been seeing them. Graph Token, I've watched them a little. I actually got some of them on Coinbase.
Airweave is an OG. What list is this? Oh, these are Solana. Yeah.
It's under Solana, yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Nothing in here stands out. I was watching I was watching a video about this one. I gotta check them out. But yeah, I mean, all right. So let's look into finance. I definitely expect to see a bunch of great projects under here. But yeah, I don't see anything.
That's intense. Are you sure? That's the. I don't think that's the BSC chain. So weird.
What is that?
I think it's just their DEX. It's their DEX ranking.
Let's see, Polkadot. Again, of course, Polkadot's going to be there. Chainlink's there. Kusama, I've heard real good things about. So, okay, maybe that's the first one you actually seen.
Kusama's the canary chain. So it's basically like their test chain for Polkadot. So if they can prove that they can do the whole parachain thing on Kusama, but it's also another thing that's kind of weird because they do like auctions. They do auctions, so it's not super accessible for developers. So again, we don't know what's going to happen when we see high traffic on a lot of these projects.
Right. So okay, I'm surprised Oz is under here in Polkadot. Not sure what it's affiliation. They're probably just available in their their decks. Anchor, not sure about them. Compound, again, it's probably just available.
Anchor's an OG.
So it's one of those things. When you start looking at it, it's like who's the actual quality that's going to be in here. So let's look at the top 10. Let's go yay or nay. Who's going to be here by next year?
I don't know if Tether will even be there next year. Yeah, there's so much going on with Tether. Let's see.
Oh, Tether.
Binance will be there. I don't know if Ethereum will be there, but I don't think it'll be there in 5 years. Okay, it'll be there next year.
Okay, I was gonna say, so you're just skipping Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're stay? That's what you're saying?
Of course, that's a no-brainer for me. You know what I mean? Tether will be there, but
no flippings. Still 1 and 2, respectively.
No. To me, the price Ethereum, it's prohibitive. It's prohibitive because the more, if we saw, I don't know, $10,000. Look, the average fee right now, from what I understand, for mining an Ethereum block is somewhere, it's over $100. So imagine $300 to make a transaction. That's just negative pressure. on Ethereum price, I think. So, I mean, it's obviously why they're burning like everything. They're burning everything, the kitchen sink, right? Because they're just trying to be deflationary. So, but not even just that. Like I said, like what I talked about before, I think there are actual fundamental problems that are like an elephant in the room. So I don't see them here 5 years from now. But I just think other layer ones, even in Solana, Harmony, they're gonna take the example of Ethereum, and I think they're gonna learn from their mistakes. So that's my unpopular opinion. But Ethereum will be here next year for sure. Bitcoin will be here next year for sure. Binance, Scam Coin Central will be here. Tether, they'll be here until United States shuts that down.
Make some regulation. Yeah. Okay, I can agree with that.
I don't think Solana's gonna be there, friend. Sorry. Sorry, Solana fans. Circle is making a lot of deals. They'll be there. I think they're gonna gain market share on Tether. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Oh my. Yep.
We're not gonna talk about Hoskinson, but he'll be there.
He'll be there.
Ripple, man. A lot of people hate Ripple. They'll be there.
Yes.
Terra Luna.
Yeah, XRP. I think they'll be there.
Everything else for me is a grab bag. I couldn't even. There's no reason anything under Cardano. Cardano being top 10. I think everything else is trading. Swapping spots.
Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, they stay there. They stop. They're not moving nowhere. Although I don't know if you remember, XRP did flip Ethereum for a split second. So don't get it twisted. Ethereum can get flipped. Because remember, we're not. It's not only about price. It's about market cap. So they can get flipped.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes it just takes one application to change the whole balance.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to take out of this market cap per se to add into this market cap per se. So, if this guy doubles, now he's back over here because he was there at one point. Cardano was at number 3 at one point, so it can get there in theory, right? And in theory, when it starts coming up with applications, now can it handle those loads is the question.
Can you imagine that Cardano is number 3 without a working product? It reminds me of like a Tesla, where we have a company that's never turned a profit, or even Amazon, companies that don't turn profit, and the price continues to soar. It's like, what the people that are speculating and making that type of bet, what do they really think is gonna?
Right.
You know what I mean? If they're not gonna use P in profit ratio, right? If they're not gonna really look at the performance of the company, why would Cardano be number 3 without, against something like Ethereum? That's so weird to me. Guys, jump in the comments and enlighten me. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So, we've established that there's no real products at this point. Let's jump to page number 2 on Gecko, actually. Right? And this is, I'm not giving no financial advice, but this is how I try to make money. I look at coins that are not in the top 100, 200 and below, 100 and below, rather. Page 3 is probably even where the gems are, but this is where I would look at. So Yearn Finance, they've been coming on strong lately. They were at one point they were higher than Bitcoin. I don't know if you remember that.
Was YFI goes crazy. YFI goes crazy.
We're going to the moon on this.
It was like maybe 2-3 years ago. Like it was one of the most insane price spikes I've ever seen in this space.
Yes. This one, Hollow, I've watched this grow over years, and if you look at it, it's still insane price wise, right? I just don't see nothing. I'm a fundamental guy. I look for, even if I don't have a working project, I at least want a roadmap where you're talking about it. At least lie to me. At least lie to me. Make me feel warm and comfy before you kill me.
Is SafeMoon really still a thing? Do people buy SafeMoon for real?
I don't know. I mean,
somebody jump in the comments if you buy SafeMoon and help me understand. That's like the people that bought the Squid Game token after the rug pull.
They just don't learn. Well, I mean, people smoke crack after they hear people die from smoking crack, right?
Wow, you're equating buying meme coins, buying shit coins with smoking crack.
is a harsh,
the harsh analogy.
But it's the truth.
Maybe it fits. I don't know. I can't call it.
You see other people. You see this person and he dies, and you're like,
yeah, let me jump in that water.
I'm gonna try that. Let me try that. Wow, maybe I won't die.
Appealing to them. Safe moon, huh?
That second before he died,
Yeah.
he looked so great. No. Yeah, let's see. I don't see anything here that stands out.
I'm pushing for products like Ren, Cosmos, Loop Ring, Dot, because that's where I think we need the innovation and interoperability. Oh, I got it out right this time. In interoperability, nice. That's where we need the revolution. I think once chains start communicating, we're gonna see a lot less fees, but things like that. We're gonna see maybe there'll be a blockchain that just is really good at blockchain games, and then that could, like offload all the processing to that chain, but then the actual record is kept. But your metaverse record could be kept on another chain. So to me, I'm always pushing for Ren, Loop Rings like the LRC, Loop Ring, Cosmos, Dot, all the chains that are trying to cross chain. So
I was looking at this one here, the Ethereum name service, and they kind of been impressed me as I thought they would.
Well, I mean, the space is so young, so who really, Well, I think there's a lot of speculation. Right? It's mostly people like during the .com bubble who just bought up every name possible so that they could kind of just lease that space out to someone else. I think that's a lot of what you're seeing on the Ethereum, the ETH namespace coin.
Yeah, I'm trying. This is an interesting one here, actually. Smooth's love potion is used in Axie Infinity. So this might be something that's promising at a penny, just under 2 pennies.
Now I was in some of the forums and I was hearing a lot of griping about the price action on SLP. What's its all-time high?
Let me see. I'm trying to look at it on kind of new to CoinMarketCap because CoinGecko, because CoinMarketCap did changes on me. So its all-time high was actually about 40 cents 6 months ago. So that's 95% down than its all-time high right now.
Yeah,
but
I'm hearing a lot of gripes in the forum about that.
But in a year, it's up 483%. So,
Now, listen, I don't know any of this to be true. I have a lot of research to do, but from what I understand from the forums, from what I'm seeing from trolling the forums and lurking, is that a lot of people are saying that not necessarily the early adopters of Axie Infinity, but some of the people that got in on the buzz are upside down. And so they're just waiting to get out of, you know what I'm saying, out from their position. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, take it for what it's worth. I know you're an Axie fan. You were super early on the AXS, well before it became a news story. But from what I'm reading in the forums from people that are actually using it, it seems like maybe it's not the long-term investment that you want to make. But don't take my word for it. Do your own fucking research.
So now we're on page 3. Wow, Nano went to 203 in market cap. I remember when they were like big. Let's see.
Have you ever seen a Nano Maxi before online? Man, they go hard. Nano fans.
They go hard, man.
They're still.
Yeah.
They're still.
They were one of the first people to introduce a staking type mechanism. It wasn't like staking how they do now, but I know you had to have a certain amount or something like that. I if you know for sure, definitely drop in the comments. But I know they were one of the first people to do something similar to that. Because I remember when I first started trading, I remember looking at them and I was like, okay, you had to have X amount and put it. This is another one I was looking at. I actually got a beacon. It was a beacon that you could order. They were sending it for free, and it would give you XYOs. Bad thing is my beacon broke, and the app messed up, so I lost all of it. So
wait, so where's the wallet?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was the wallet on the machine?
No, the machine would generate it. The app messed up. When I finally got it back up, I tried putting my hash keys and nothing was there, so I got frustrated. But it was so cheap. It was so cheap. And look at the price now.
There's nothing worse than lost crypto.
And that's something people have to put in consideration too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when you look at circulating supply, you know, that guy that lost his hard drive with Bitcoin in it, people that did paper transactions and lost that paper, they washed that paper and put it in their jeans. That's gone forever. This is another one that I sold early and I want to take it back. Dent, right? So they actually have a working product. And I thought it was pretty cool. Again, they don't market it or anything like that. So what they do is they actually, you can actually sell your data to someone else, like across seas. So you know how they have like, so look at this, all-time low was 2 years ago. That sounds about right. And look at that price. So right now you'd be up 5,000%. What they do is, let's go to the site actually. Let's see if it's still open. What they actually do is you can sell your data to someone else. So say you're going to travel across seas. You know how they charge you crazy amounts for roaming and all that good stuff? You can actually
so you mean you can sell your your minutes basically. You can sell your mobile data.
Yes.
You sell access to your mobile data plan, and you can lease out your mobile data plan, basically.
Correct.
That's interesting.
Correct.
That's interesting.
So I thought
cool.
that was a great product, a use case. So I bought it, but it never did anything. And then last year it did so great. So yeah, you see, it looks like they did some changes. I probably will revisit these guys to see what they're doing now. But that's what they were doing at first. I actually had the app on my phone. They gave you a few cent for downloading the app and all that good stuff. But
that's another thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a. Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that I've noticed. A lot of these companies pivot like really sharply and really quickly. Like there'll be one kind of company, and then they'll just if they don't dissolve, they kind of change. Maybe within the same relative space, but they kind of change what they're doing. And yeah, man, it's a new space though. You know what I mean? That's what makes it exciting. So.
This is one of the ones Mr. Cuban has in his portfolio, so I'll definitely be checking this out. Ocean Protocol.
Ocean.
You know anything about them?
Yeah. Ocean. If I'm thinking of the same coin, they did a deal with the government of Germany to like their civics, their municipalities and stuff. So I think they have a deal with maybe a city in Germany, or I think it's a city in Germany, to kind of revamp, kind of like what Algorand has with El Salvador. They have that. So I've been watching them for about a year and a half.
Okay. What else we got? There's another one that I've been watching. So they are doing a deal with ADA to do ADA Pay. So Cody's gonna actually be doing the underlying development on it seems. But if you look at them, they've done pretty well for the year quietly. I don't really hear a noise about them. The only time I heard about them was when I was looking up, projects coming up on ADA, they came up. So I started, checking them out. And they've done pretty well. Their all-time high was about 4 months ago at 66 cents. 2 years ago, they were trading well under a penny. So if you got in 2 years ago, you're up 6,000%. So definitely watching these guys, and it looks like they're available in a lot of exchanges. So that's a good thing. Reputable ones: KuCoins, Binance, Coinbase Exchange. That's one of the things I always look at too, guys. You don't want to, if you're gonna take a chance, that's fine. But look at who's selling them, because again, what Lego was alluding to, when it's time to cash out, who's gonna actually buy it? You want to have different options to sell that. So if it's only available to buy and sell one place, and it goes up 200%, and you're like, well, let me cash out. Well, who's gonna pay for it?
Yeah, it's an important thing it's an important consideration. Like, how are you gonna offer it? Sometimes it's usually easier to get in than it is to get out. So it's not.
Yes.
Don't be fooled by the shiny objects. Sometimes the price is not telling the whole story.
Yep. Let's see what else is sticking out here. This is another one that I'm watching. It's affiliated with VeChain. So think of NEO and gas tokens. So this is this is VeChain's gas token.
Yep,
yeah, VeChain token. And let's look at their charts. I've actually done pretty well with them. Past. So if you look at them, so 2 years ago, March 16th, we all remember that time when COVID first broke out. They were well under. Look at this. Look at the amount of zeros there. And they went up to 4 cents at one point. So that's definitely something to watch. And still, they got a bunch of zeros before they hit that penny. So in theory, they could go, if they was go back to the all-time high, what's that, 8x? Give or take?
No, it's quite much more than 8. You see, no, you're right.
Nah, they're
you're 100%
4
right.
cents.
It is 8. You're right.
Yeah, about 8x.
100%.
That's
my bad.
So, in theory, it's done it already. And I firmly believe it will go higher than that because VeChain is going to go higher. And, they basically move in tangent. So this is something I've been watching. Again, I'm not giving no financial advice, but this is something I will watch. And, if you don't know about VeChain, now you know. One other thing is, if you hold it in the right wallet, including the official VeChain wallet, when you hold VeChain, it actually generates a VeThor token for free, just for holding it.
Earning interest. Good stuff.
So it basically gives you the gas. It basically gives you gas for free. Mm-hmm. So it's one thing to consider. Again, the problem is with VeChain, they're not very sexy. Their use case is basically tracking and
they're an OG though. Look at storage. Storage is that's an OG.
Storage, yeah, they've been around for a while.
Decentralized. It's kind of it's kind of like what you were talking about with I guess you said Dent. It's like leasing out storage space, decentralized storage space.
Oh, okay.
If I understand correctly. But they've been out for a long time. I remember when they were like maybe less than a penny, I think. Good stuff.
This is a good one here, Ben, because I've been noticing a lot more. BAN has been working in a lot of projects with Chainlink. So at first I thought BAN was going to be a direct competitor, which they are. They're Oracle, right? But I noticed a lot more projects are comfortable having BAN and Chainlink work with them. So being at 280 on market cap, that's a lot of room to grow. Chainlink is what, $25 now?
Yeah, 25, 27, something like that, I think. Could be wrong.
Yeah, so that's a lot of room for it to grow. I mean, for it to go to $10, that's nothing. For it to double in market cap, if you think about it. So this is actually one I heard about the other day, and I don't know, I forgot which guy that I listened to was talking about it, but I kind of listened to what he says and, at least check it out. I don't blindly follow anyone's advice. But check this out. It's $1.50
versus Bulls.
And 2 months ago, when everything crashed, this thing was trading at $5. And 5 months ago, it was trading at 2 cents. So right now, if you have a bag of that, you're at 5,000% in just 5 months. That's real quick. So let's see what these guys actually do, because I have no idea what they do, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's on Avalanche. We could trade, pull, farm, stake, lending. Okay. They're adding some voting capacity.
DeFi.
Okay.
Oh, look, MetaMask integration. That's good. MetaMask.
Okay,
Oh my God, that's such an awesome
sign.
product. Guys, if you don't know what MetaMask is, please go get a MetaMask. Please go get a MetaMask. Amazing product, free, open source. If you're in the crypto space and you don't know what I'm talking about, please get a MetaMask.
So fellas, again, this is not financial advice, but this is something I personally look into. Something when I'm looking at price action, this is something that would really intrigue me. Just 5 months ago, I'd be up 5,000%. Now, does that sustain is the question, right? But that's something that really interests me, because they're at what, 200 and something in market cap. They went up to $5. They didn't really make no noise. They just started making a little noise. So imagine if they actually made some noise. This is another one, Alchemy Pay. So, all right, so page 3 has some gems here. Alchemy Pay is another one that I've been watching. I forgot who they were gonna work with, but they're basically trying to do, like a Cash App type thing, instant payments. Have you heard of anything about them, Lega?
No, I'm not familiar.
No? Okay.
I've heard of the name, absolutely. Alchemy, I've heard the name a bunch. I'm just not familiar at all with the product.
See, again, this is another one. Look at this. All-time high was just 5 months ago, and the all-time low was 6 months ago. And you would still be up 42,000%. I mean, 4,000%. Sorry, 4,000% in just a 6 month span. And as we know, everything's down. So at 5 cents, that's something I would look into. I would definitely look into it. Let's see.
Yeah.
So they're definitely available in major sites, Coinbase Exchange. Once you see it on Coinbase Exchange, I'm not saying it's not a rug pull, but it's pretty validated. Coinbase is kind of stringent on who they allow to be traded.
Well, I know there's always the ongoing debate, centralized exchanges versus decentralized exchanges, but there are a lot of benefits to a centralized exchange. Obviously they're not in like FDIC insured or anything like that, but there's that little smidgen more security behind it, to me, can possibly be worth whatever the case may be made for the fact that it's not decentralized. And of course, you always have the option to off-ramp your crypto to your wallet of choice, but usually if you see it on Coinbase, not saying like you said, it may be a rug pull, it may not be a rug pull, it's not financial advice, but it's not like it's not like the Binance Smart Chain or anything.
Right. I'm pretty comfortable if I see something, even though I don't use Coinbase per se. I'm pretty comfortable if I see it available on Coinbase. I'm saying, okay, that's probably a solid project to a certain extent. They need to add VeChain, by the way. But I think that's it for us.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is. Bears versus Bulls live. What's up, Bears Nation? What's up, Bulls Nation?
Bears versus Bulls.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment. You know what it is. See y'all soon.
Till next time, guys.